Good morning, students. Once again, welcome back to Web Technologies class. In today's class, I'll explain you about form creation. How to create a form in HTML. Already theory part I have completed in the last class, but in today's class, practical part will complete. How to create a form in HTML. Okay, and this is very important, and you have two lab programs based on this. Okay. So in order to create a forms, first you should open Notepad. So here type a Notepad. Because it is an editor, we need this to create a HTML pages. All the HTML documents should start with HTML opening tag, and it should end with HTML closing tag. Next, inside the HTML, you give the header tag, which gives information about your document. Now, inside the head only, you should give the title. Here I am giving a title as third BSc. You can give any name, you won't get any error. But you try to remember one point: closing tag should be closed properly. /title. Now, after that, close the head tag, because when you after closing the head only, you should start the body tag. After giving the title properly, you close the head tag. Next, give the body tag. Next, give the body closing. So I want to create a form, and that should be visible on the browser window. So if anything is visible on the browser window, it is nothing but it is a part of body section. So in the body tag, first I am writing one heading. H1 is a heading level, H1 is a heading, and 1 is for a level. Like this, we have a 6 levels. H1 for a large font, and H2 little bit small compared to H1. Like that, we have a 6 heading levels based on the number. If it is a 1, you will get a big font. If it is a 2, you will get, compared to H1, you will get a little small. Like that, H6 for a small font. Here I am creating a form for a student registration example. Student registration form I am creating. Registration. It is an optional. Your wish. If you want to give the heading, then only you give. Now, after this, I am saving a file. Here the file name is example A5.html. You can give any name, but you try to make it as all files. Why? Because if basically it was a text file. If you want to add any images, any graphical environment on that, if it's a text file, it won't accept. So try to make it as all files. Next, here I am giving a location as a desktop. Next, save it. See here, after the notepad, it is there. So you can see the A file. Now, right click on this. I am opening this with the Internet Explorer. See, it is a student registration. Okay. Now, this student registration, I want to create at the center of the web page. So here I am using a center tag. It is used to display any content which is enclosed at the center of the web page. Close it, save it, come to browser window, refresh this. Okay, the web form, this content is displayed at the center. Why? Because here I have used center tag. Now, after the center, here I want to create a form. So as already said, form, if it is an application form, it is a student registration form, it is a Facebook form, whatever form it may be. Form's declaration starts with form opening tag, and it ends with form closing tag. Okay, in between you can add all the elements what I have explained in the theory part. Okay, this is a form. Now here I want to create a student name, means I will give the prompt to the user to enter the name. Okay, so here whatever label you want to give, as it is you give the label, enter student name. Okay, now colon I am giving. After that I want to create one graphical user interface. So wherever you want to create a graphical user interface, there you write the input type. So if the student name means what the user will enter, text. So I am giving a text field. Now close it. Whatever remaining attributes I have given, that later we'll discuss. Right? Just a timing you try to concentrate here. Enter student name. That is a label. Next, after that label, in order to enter the text, I want one box. So wherever you want the box, there you write the input tag. After that, I am saving this. Come to browser window. This is a window right now. Refresh this. See, enter, and after that, one box is displayed. No, so here the user will enter the information. Here you can see I am entering an information. See, instead of the plain text, here what you are getting a graphical user interface. This is called as a GUI. Rectangular box will be displayed. In that rectangular box, the user can enter the information. Okay. Now I am refreshing this. You can see again. It's not displaying. Just a minute. A5. Let's click on this. Open with Internet Explorer. See, this is the label. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. Label is whatever you write, that will be displayed. That will be displayed as it is. Here, instead of the student, I am giving a father. See, it will change the content. It will change the label or not. We'll see. Enter father. Now, come to browser window. You see, previously it is the student name, no? I will refresh this. See, instead of the student, what it display? Father. So, label is not a matter. Whatever label you give in the notepad, that will be displayed as it is. But here, whatever input you are collecting from a user, no, that will be different based on the type you are assigning to a input tag. Okay, so this is a text. Okay, so here it is a enter father name is a label, input is a tag. What is the input tag? Wherever you want to display the graphical user interface, there you give the input tag. Wherever you write the input tag, there you will get the graphical user environment. Now, after this, I am giving a enter father name. Before this, it is a enter student name. Student. Now, same after that label, I want to give a text field. Okay, I want to create one rectangular box. So again, you give input type equals to text field. You can give text also, it will work. Text field. Now I am changing this. Save it. Come to browser window. Refresh this. See here, enter student name and enter father name. Both you are getting in a same line, because by default, if you want to break the line, whatever fields you gave, that will be displayed in a same line. So here I will break the line. You see, after the text field, I am giving a BR tag. That's for a breaking. Save it. Come to browser window. Refresh this. See, you are getting in the next line. Okay. So wherever the cursor is blinking, that is called as the active field. That will be means highlighted. The remaining is in a inactive state. So this is called as a focus and this is called as a blur. Okay. Now here what more attributes I have given that you can give. See, this is a box, no? This is a default size. Now I will change the box. You see, text field size I am giving. Size equals to example 40 characters I am giving. Means what is the length of the box? 40 characters you can accommodate. Save it. Come to browser window. Refresh this. See, box size is increased. You see the student name and the father name. Father name I have given, it is a default size, no? I think it is only the 20 characters. So that is why the box is a small. When you come to the student name, I have given the size of the box. How many characters, how much length I have given? 40 characters length I have given. So that is why the size of the student name, whatever inputted field is there, no, that size is more. Now, here, after that, I am giving a value attribute. What is the use of the value is, as already said, value means default information if you want to keep in that box, that you can give. Example, your name. Okay, save it. See here, you can see in the box, your name. When I keep the cursor, I can erase and I can enter my own text. Okay, so you want to provide any default information to the user that you can give by using a value attribute. Next, max length I have given, that also we'll discuss. I will decrease the font size so that I can give you, or I will give you the next. Next, after this, max length I am giving. Max length equals to 25 characters. Only means the user can enter, or 10 characters. Means the user can enter 10 characters. Save it. Come to browser window. Refresh this. Default name is displaying. I am entering. See, after 10. Wait, I'll give you the difference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1. 10 characters. Extra, if I am trying to enter, it won't accept. Because here I have given the size 10 only. Okay, maximum length means box size may be a 40 characters. But we are restricting the user to enter only 10 characters. So after the 10th character, if you are trying to give 11th character and 12th character, it won't accept. Example, when you are entering a password, no, you are restricting the user that minimum 8 characters and maximum 20 characters. Like that conditions you can implement, no. Same in case of a student name, father name also, you can restrict the user to give a minimum characters and the maximum characters. So for minimum characters you can give a min length, and the maximum characters you can give a maximum length. So these are all additional information based on your requirement. You can add this. If you don't want this, you don't need to add. Okay, these are all not mandatory. The thing you need to mention is the type attribute. What type of information you are giving, that must be given. So here I have given the text field. Clear? Now, see here one more point. I have given a text, but in the form I have given a numbers. So here you no need to think that it is a number, but there I have given a text field. If you have given text field, means whatever information you have entered in this text field, by default that will be considered as a text only, not numeric. Okay, so it is not numeric. Okay, and how to restrict the user means we are restrict the user to enter the numbers when there is a text field. That will discuss in a form validation. That is there in the JavaScript. At that time I will explain. Now, input type text over. Now, after this, sometimes you will take a password from a user. So when you take password from a user, so your whatever information you are taking from a user, that is different. No, here actually I have given only the text. But sometimes if you want to take a password from a user, again you need to change the type of value you are taking from a user. So here again I am giving a label as enter password. Okay, give the colon. Next here I am giving, I want input box, no? Say there you write input type equals to text, not text, it is a password, no? You give password. Maximum, minimum later we'll discuss. Same attributes you can implement for this also, but that we'll discuss later. Save it, come to browser window, refresh this. See, password is there. We'll break the line so that password field will be displayed in a next line. Save it, come to browser window, refresh this. Password. Now here I will enter the content. You see, your name is a default one. I'm entering the content. Now here student father name I am entering. Next here also I am entering. You see, that is the difference between text field and the password. So if it is a text field, whatever information you will enter, that will be visible. Okay. But in case of password, whatever information you will enter, that is not visible. Whatever information you will enter, instead of the characters, that information is displayed in a masked characters. Means whatever information you have entered, that will be encoded. But whatever information you have entered, that will be sent to a server in that form only. For security purpose, whatever information you have entered, that is not displayed as it is. That characters are invisible to the user. Okay, so that is the password field. In the exam, sometimes they will ask you what is the difference between text field and the password. Text field means in the text field, whatever the information the user will enter, that will be visible. In the password field, whatever information the user will enter, that is not visible. Masked characters will be displayed. And what type of masked characters will displayed? No, that is depends on the browser you are using. Here I am using Internet Explorer. If it is Google Chrome, instead of this circles, you will get some asterisk symbols like that you will get. And whatever symbol you are getting, that is depends on the browser. Okay. So this is the password. And password also, if you want to give a default like a value equals to, here I am giving a password. Means before entering, if you want to pass any information, here you can give password, save it, come to browser window, refresh this. It's not refreshing. Wait, I will show you the program once verified. So here I have given a value as means a default one, like 1, 2, 3. Default I want to give something. File, save. Now come to this file, open. Now I am opening with the Google Chrome. See here. Before you entered something, by default it is displayed. So I am changing this and I am giving my password. Okay, before taking any information from a user, if you want to display the default information on the browser window, that you can give by using a value. So here more attributes I am adding. Max length. Max length equals to, example, again 40 I am giving. We'll see it will display or not. You observe this, present this size, no? It is taking that previous only. Max length instead of 40, here I am giving a 10. But size also, size you should give first. Size equals to some 40. Save it, come to browser window, refresh this. See, box size is 40. Okay, here also it is a 40. Alright, so now size of the password field is 40 characters, but maximum length how many characters I have given? 10 characters. You count the characters I'm giving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is not taking 11th one because what constraints have given? Maximum length is 8. Sorry, 10 I have given. So more than 10 if you're trying to give, it won't accept. Okay. This type of things you can give in a form. But these are all not mandatory based on your requirement. If you want to restrict the user to give input according to your requirement, in that case only we'll use this. Otherwise it is no need. Now password over. The next input field is a checkbox. Checkbox, first we'll discuss about the radio buttons, then I will explain the checkbox. Radio buttons means, see, in most of the forms, when you are filling any information, you will get some information like enter gender information, like male or female. In that cases, the user must give only single value. The user is giving if the user is trying to give multiple values, it won't accept. So such type of exactly one value you want to collect from a user. In that cases, you can use the radio buttons. Okay. So here example I am giving a gender. The next label is a gender. Gender. Now input type. Here you need to change the input field. Input type equals to radio. Input type equals to radio. Example, name equals to gender. You can give anything. Okay. Now after this I am closing this. Save it. Before this gender, what I want to give is, I am giving a break so that this input display in the next line. For male I am giving. Save it. Come to browser window. Refresh this. Male. Okay, the user will click here like this. When the user click on that, no, means when the user click on that, that will be means that will be considered as an input. So here male I have given. One more I will add. After this I am breaking this. Or at the same line, if you want to give, you can give. Male have given, no. Female you can give. Female. Input. See, wherever you write input to tag, there only you will get that graphical user interface. Otherwise you won't get. Input type equals to radio. Radio. Name you must give. And name should be same. Okay, whatever name you have given for all the checkboxes, all the radio buttons, no, all those names should be same. Here I am giving a G because for male also I have given G, no, same I am giving for this also. Save it. Come to browser window, refresh this. So female also we got no, male and female two ones. See, here I am clicking on this. This is a disable. You see, if I click on this, this is disabled. What it telling that the user must give only one value. If I'll select male, it will be disabled. If I'll select a female, male will be disabled. Okay, what it means, the user should enter only. So if you are giving a input type as a radio button, what it means, the user should give only one value. If the user is trying to give a more than one value, like here I want to give a male and female, it won't accept. The user must give only one value. Okay, so means you are restricting the user to give only one value, and that is possible by using a radio buttons. This is also one more type of input. Next here we have one more that is like if you want to give your hobbies, there you need to give multiple values. So when you want to give multiple values, there we'll use one more type of input field, that is a checkbox. Input type. Checkbox. Okay, input type equals to checkbox. Before that, here hobbies, I will break it. Next term, example, reading. Okay, next writing. Again, input type equals to checkbox. Right, save it, come to browser window, refresh this. So here reading, writing. Okay, you understood the difference. Here I am selecting a 2 input fields. So if you are selecting a 2 input fields also, it won't give any error. So some information for some inputs, you can if you want to take a more than one value from a user, there you can change the input type. So if you want to collect more than one input value from a user for a one particular field, there you can use a checkboxes. But if you want to collect exactly only one value from a user, then you can use the radio buttons. So reading or writing are a hobbies. So here you change the content. After the radio buttons, here you break the line. Hobbies after reading it, like reading, writing I have given, no? You can give a watching, that also means here whenever you want to give a more than one value, you can allow the user to enter more than one value for any field, that you can give as a checkboxes. Okay, so if you, and here this is a text field, this is a password field, this is a radio button, and these are the checkboxes. Okay, for all these elements you are collecting the input from a user. But what type of input you are collecting from a user in this first field? Here we are collecting a text. Here also we are collecting a text. Here whatever information you are entering, that is not displayed in a text, that will be displayed in a masked characters, that is a password field. So here exactly what is your requirement? The user must give only one value. In that cases you will get a radio buttons. If you are trying to select more than one option here, another one will be displayed. Okay, because if you have given an input type equals to radio, it will take only one value. And hobbies, if you want to collect more than one value from a user, then you can give that information as a checkboxes. Okay, so if you are giving a checkbox, there you can add a more number of options. Okay, so here whatever attributes I have given, like this length and all, you can use for the remaining attributes also. Okay, so these are all see, actually when you are creating a form, no, input type, whatever type you are giving, that is very important. Based on this type only, the input can be taken from a user. So here first I have given a text field. Next here I have given a password field. Here I have given a radio buttons. Here I have given a checkboxes. So based on the type value you are assigning, based on that only the user will enter the information, and that will be taken. Means if you have example, instead of password, if you have given a text field there, what happened? Whatever characters you are entering, that will be visible. So based on your requirement only, you give the type. So based on the type, you will get a text field on the form. Okay, so like this, based on your requirement, you give the input type and the size, maximum length, minimum length. These are all not mandatory. If you want to restrict the user, if you want to restrict the user to enter particular number of characters, in that case only we'll use these attributes. Otherwise, these are not mandatory. Like this, we have a number of input fields in a form that we'll discuss in the next class. I hope you all understood. Thank you.